Why am I smiling? Well, that's why I'm smiling, but this video is not something to smile about. What was it, 2 years ago now in like February, I had done a video talking about are we heading for a depression? It was I remember being very worried and then doing a video and talking about some things about, why I thought that maybe that's where we were heading that way. Uh, it obviously hasn't happened exactly like I kind of expected it to happen. I've been definitely wrong about certain assumptions that I've made, but that doesn't mean that I don't actually believe that we are in a depression today. And I want to talk about it. Maybe I'm wrong. And if you think I'm wrong, please just let me know why, everything is great. But I'm going to talk about why I don't think everything is great. And you can feel free to let me know your piece. I'm happy to hear from, people that know more about these things than I do to sort of figure it out. But for this reason, I've also thought for a very long time about starting another channel where I can talk about opinions, because this is a financial planning channel where I want to focus on financial planning for Canadians. But we have also started another channel called Up Economists with Sean Lecomber, Ryan Ash, and myself, where we talk about some of the problems. We try and add a comedic spin to it. I sometimes talk about some serious topics and some potential solutions to some of the problems that I see. And that's the purpose of that channel, is that, we'll present some things and then we want to have some constructive conversations about how to fix some of these problems, rather than it being sort of the same old teeter-totter on the internet of people yelling at each other and not moving forward whatsoever. Because I believe in order for us to get out of this and get better, which I believe will happen at some point in the future, is that we're going to have to come together as average people in this world and say, how do we make things better? But I just have one thing that I want to point out to you about why I believe we're in a recession. So it's very, very apparent early on when COVID happened, what happened. And I like to look at the flow of money. And the flow of money was average, everyday taxpayers printed money through their governments. Every government in the world did this. This isn't just Canada. And all of that flowed to the top 0.1% very quickly. And what happened there is there was a bigger spread between the rich and the poor. And now we're seeing inflation, higher interest rates, cut the middle class down lower and lower. So basically, we're inching closer towards the poverty line as we speak every single day. The amount of debt that Canadians, Americans, everybody else has that will, is unaffordable for a lot of people. What is going to fix that? And now what I talk to people about now is I say, let's think back to the Great Depression and pictures of what we saw during the Great Depression, and what were some of the things, or the things that we saw in almost every picture. Homelessness. That's it. Homelessness, bread lines, soup lines, whatever. People just, on the streets with nothing. Now, I've lived through what I thought was the worst recession in 100 years, the Great Recession of 2008. And during that Great Recession of 2008, I can tell you for a fact that there is no chance that there was many homeless people on the street in Edmonton or any other city I've been to during this time period as there is now. I've been to Denver in the last month. I was in LA and Anaheim in the last month. The amount of homelessness that I see, the amount of violent crime that's happening, the amount of people that are have nothing to their names is staggering. If you haven't been downtown in your city, I recommend you walk downtown during the day and see what's happening there. Because everybody that's going to these places is noticing this. And how is that not a sign of a bad economy? How is that not being talked about on a daily basis? And my one factor is, okay, how do companies keep making money if their, consumer base gets smaller every day? How does the stock market keep going up when less and less people have money to put back into the economy every single day? Because the more homeless people there are, the less consumers there are. And that is all that I see that's happening. And so until we start talking about how to get people that are struggling to not struggle as much so that they can start contributing back to the economy, then the economy is going backwards every single day. It's literally as simple as that. And you're getting into these big things about how it's very complicated and whatever. It isn't. There is nothing that complicated about fixing this, but we need to talk about it. And we need to come to some sort of conclusion about how do we do that. And it's there. We have the resources. We do. I know you don't. I don't. But we do as people. And so, let's start actually talking about how to make life easier for all of us instead of how can we keep making life really, really easy for 20,000 people. So I'll just leave it at that. But thanks for watching. Please check out Up Economists. And if you haven't already, please like and subscribe to this video. Cheers.